August the 24th. My God. Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink the Trained Unprofessional, and welcome back to me trying to finish Morenatsu really fast because god damn it, getting tired of this shit. No, I'm just trying to finish because it saddled me with a route I didn't want. But I'm not starting over, all you people telling me, just start over, I wish you'd start the game over. No, I'm not a quitter, so I'm not quitting. I want to finish this route, and then if I ever come back to this game, I want to make sure that I don't ever get down this path again. So I'm doing this route so that you know and I know what we're avoiding. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're fucking not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Except for Jennifer Lawrence. She's pretty goddamn perfect. And you, BB, who is here with me.
I ain't no Jennifer Lawrence. I know that.
Aww. Well, our one option is to go to the hill. The one and only hill in this entire town. Hey, motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker. What the hell is wrong with this? This doesn't look like any of the other pictures. This has like a posterizing to it. What the hell? The cool wind feels pleasant on my cheek as I stand naked on a hillside. In the unseasonably refreshing air, I'm walking a distance farther than anybody else. When I take a deep breath on a hill of Romania, no, Minasato, it is a feeling of the Masterpiece Theater. What the hell? Even though the mascot doesn't come out, there's an atmosphere that an opening seems to be flowing from somewhere. La 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 la! Hey you guys! It has been flowing, hasn't it? Wait! Shun-kun! Your letter! When it comes to a letter, is it John Smith? Should I also burn with rivalry and hum the donut and lemon song? What the fuck is wrong with our character in this game? They definitely seem to have some sort of mental problems. Oh, it's them. Okay. In the middle of the hill, under the tree, that a guitar and Shun-kun is singing happily. Oy, oy, oy. What are you doing? What's going on, guys? What are you doing? Well, I was practicing here. Shun happened to pass by and was happily singing. So he's accompanying me for a bit. Dion! Koya's finger traces the string. This is great, Koya-san. My song has become a proper piece of music. Shun-kun looks like he's in a better mood than I imagined. He loves singing, so adding an instrument makes him really happy. Hiroyuki-san, will you listen? That's they sometimes add in the custom name, sometimes they don't. That's why people were like, hey, fucking don't change the name, but then I did it because that's what I fucking do. Motherfuckers, you want me playing a game the way I play it, then don't ask me to fucking play it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Only 2 phrases have been made, though. Of course I will. I give a strong nod. Oh no! My ears!
You hang band so hard.
My hang band?
You hang band so hard. Stop being a furry.
Then draw near Koya and Shun-kun and sit down. His fingers lightly touch the strings of his guitar. La, 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 la. The prelude overlaps the chorus and the song begins. Walk, walk with the sun. I'm delivering your letter today. John. Yeah, that's it. Wow, that was great. That was a whole sentence. Kuya plays a gentle sound. Shun has a lovely boy soprano. Really. The two intertwine and become a harmony. It's like a child's song, but it also has a good feeling that's different. When I fully immerse myself in the lingering sound, an impish grin appears around Kuya's mouth. I know, James. Try continuing the song for a bit. What? Wow, I want to hear you singing too! In front of others and outside on top of that, Kuya sure is bold. No, it's embarrassing. I can't. I couldn't possibly. That's kind of... The theme is what you'd expect. Shun is singing about delivering a letter today. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Kuya has an expression of hidden laughter. Shun-kun stands by with a carefree smile. I can get out of this now. Walk, walk, walk with the sun. I'm sending your letter today.
know something hilarious.
I suck at voice acting. Try to sing with a hint of an Anka ballad. I don't know what that means. Try to sing with a hint of idle pop music. Well, this doesn't seem to be a pop song, so I'm gonna go with Anka ballad, whatever the fuck that is. Like a J burning in the sun. Yeah, no one knows what the fuck we're doing. Shunkin has an expression that says, something's wrong. I don't think we heard that right. It's for an Anka-ish feeling. Oh, fuck me. But why a J? Juichi-san! Boing! Shun-kun jumps to him. Their difference in size is plain to see when they're close to each other. Shun-kun is tiny, Juichi-san is huge. That was sudden. So, why a J? He gently pats Shun-kun on the head and asks again. Oh, well, you see, a J can mimic different kinds of sounds, right? But the true voice of the letter, in other words, the one who wrote it, can be mimicked. I saw a J Birdman on the TV the other day, and remembered he was an entertainer who could mimic 7 different voices. Oh! Kuya's reaction to probing my behavior scares me a little. Am I being tested? Even though I want to meet him, I can't, but because I have something I want to tell him, I deliver a letter on behalf of my voice. It's just like the mimicking of a J. I let my explanation naturally go on. To be honest, it didn't have such a deep reason, I just went off the top of my head. Then Juichi-san gently lowers Shun-kun down and approaches me. Oh god! Yeah, he's grabbing my shoulders! James. Yes? He gets swelteringly hot when he stares at me with those burning eyes. Please let me go already, it hurts. I'm happy that you understand me so much. Oh, Jesus! Don't cry, you big bearman! Even though the tears overflowing from his eyes are becoming a stream, I'm too embarrassed to respond. Please let me go already, it hurts! Juichi-san! Kodri, Kuya, if it's alright with you, will you let me participate in this get-together? And I wish to see the fate of James's soul with my own eyes. What? With my own eyes. Even if I tell the fate of my soul, I'm still in Minasato. Please let me go already, it hurts. I say again, and again, and again, ever again! Kuya rearranges the intro into a more ethnic Japanese style. Please stop, Juichi-san, without a bitter smile. And the curtains. La 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 la! With the sun, I'm sending you a letter today. Like a jay burning in the sun. It flies with a pitter-patter. Never again does it come back chasing the sunset. The man holding a radiant dream. I can't do 2 voices at once, man. I like the song, though. Walking back to the village, Shun's innocent singing voice begins to become sorrowful halfway there, while he practices the new song, Red Tear Dream, title pending. And the day is over! Let's hope they all go that fast, eh? Let's see, will we go to the 25th? Will we skip the 23rd? Oh, right to the 26th! Holy shit! Are we just skipping the odd number days now? Hello. Good evening. Is this the Nishimura residence? Yes, that's right. The voice sounds familiar. Oh, it's Gaku. Gaku. Oh! It's Gaku-san. Sorry for bothering you.
Shit.
My name is Gaku Kodori. Is James-san home? Gaku-san, it's me, James. May I speak to you for a little bit? Sure. This is the first time Gaku-san has ever called me. In a way, this is the 4th time I've even heard his voice, right? Let's see, there was the time I went with Shun-kun to the game store in Kazanari, the time when he gave me the supplies at the door, and when I was to return the Kodori family sex book guidebook. Oh, here's a flashback to that moment. Welcome. I chose a time when it would be the least crowded as possible. Nobody was in the store. Good. I'll take care of business quickly so I won't get in the way of his job. Gaki-san! Ryuki-san, please come in. Thank you for looking after Shun when he fainted. For that one time at the Bond Festival, I bowed my head politely to him. Well, I was free anyways. Is that the end of the conversation? Oh, right, Gaki-san. Here. I hold out the aforementioned book with the cover facing down. I'm embarrassed and don't look into Gaki-san's eyes. You came here to faithfully return that. Everything in that bag was for Shun, but since you were the one that got it, I don't mind. Are you giving that to me? Why does his voice seem lonely? Rather than that, I want to ask who should have this book? Why did he give it to me? The meaning of this note. Timidly, I pointed the note sticking out of the book. Do this up to here, Gaku, was it? Yeah. If it's not too much trouble, I want you to do it up to that point. Further sanctions are added. That's what it means. I don't understand those 5 words. I see. Why does his voice get lonely? Rather than that, why... I want to ask him about the hidden meaning of those 5 words. And why did he entrust me with that role? Is he joking around or is he serious? Either way, my intention is this conversation... my intentions in this conversation are completely ignored, and he rushes right into the volume without incident. How far did you get? It was written in the first chapter of the book, The Development of Mechanisms of Sexual Characteristics. And after that, How to Masturbate. In other words, I taught him what to do when you're hard and excited. I let him go as far as coming into my mouth. Flashbacks! I think I may have been too generous with my affection. Oh, well. To here, he points out the note. Yeah, right to there. And I did it quite well. I see. That's a relief. A moderate friend of Shun's happened to come back after 5 years and helped him out. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm a moderate friend. It must be so. I decided to think that. And we're back to reality. Hope of humanity. I don't know the words to that song. What kind of business will it be this time? Well, if Gaki-san wants to talk to me, it can only have something to do with Shun-kun. Did Shun come over? Huh? Shun-kun? He's not at my place. Did something happen? No, not particularly. Besides the fact that he left home without telling his parents. About 2 or 3 hours have passed, but nothing in particular. That's not nothing in particular! It's impossible that he went out to play without saying anything to his dad and mom. Although he is the kind of kid who would forget to leave a note without saying he'd return. Well, do you know where he is right now? Some kind of idea or something? James-san. Huh? I thought that only you would know why he left without saying anything. What? Of course Gaki-san knows that what I did with Shun-kun that night. Gaki-san, do you know how far Shun-kun and I went? I'm scared of his reply, but I timidly ask him. As a matter of fact, he hasn't heard the full story from Shun-kun, has he? Shun often talks about you, 5 years ago and longer before that. That probably means I found out, right? He's not there. I'll go look for him. Is that so? Thank you. Alright then, I'll stay in touch. It's no use. It's no use! I'm scared he knows the truth, and it doesn't seem that like I can talk to him any longer. I'll leave it off for the time being. Oh, one more thing. I may have a rough idea where he's at. I think I might want to tell you Shun's favorite place. His favorite place? I pull out the map next to the phone book to understand where Gaki-san is talking about. The woods behind Minasato. Even though he said that's his favorite place, I've never heard Shun-kun ever mention that. I don't think he's lost. I see. Alright, talk to you later. Gaki-san's emotionless and monotone voice makes me feel like I'm being cornered. My stomach hurts. At any rate, let's go look for Shun-kun. Before that, I'll try to pick out a few places he may have been. When I think of Kazunari, he hasn't gone to Gaki-san's game store, at least not yet. Because of the long waiting time, there's the possibility that he's at the bus stop or is already on the bus. If he's in Minasato, he's probably
God.
somewhere video game related, like the game store, the bookstore, the school, or somebody's house is also a possibility. But even if he's at one of those places, there's no reason for him to leave without saying anything. I think about what Shun-kun can't tell his parents and what he would hesitate to tell somebody. The only thing that comes to mind is his secret relationship with me. But we didn't promise to meet anywhere. Besides, even if we were having a secret date, going out to play with his childhood friend would have been a good enough explanation. Still, I'm stuck on the fact that he went out without telling anybody. That makes me worry. I checked the shopping district and everybody's houses, walking to places of interest within an easy reach. I couldn't find any leading information. I wonder if he's here then. I go into the depths of the woods I was informed about. There he is. Shun-kun! Ah, Hiroyuki-san, good evening. Shun-kun, are you alright? Huh? Did you go out to play without telling anybody? I got a call from Gaki-san. I'm sorry. Nevertheless, this is a relief. He didn't get lost or kidnapped. It seemed like he just went out here by himself. However, his eyes were a little red. I realized immediately that there are traces of wiped tears. Don't worry about it. More importantly, what are you doing out here? I was taking a walk from home. I wasn't paying attention and ended up here. His tail wags once, then hangs down again. That probably isn't the reason why his face is a mess. That's apparent without him saying anything. You were crying, weren't you? I'm lost. I got a little lonely. Shun-kun, I was worried. I admonish him, but as gently as I can. My voice tightens. What is straining him? What is he enduring? Why won't he say anything? When he fainted at the Bond Festival and he didn't want to go to it, Shun-kun is taking all these things on himself and worrying about them alone. I finally notice his suffering and after he begins to cry. In which case, I'm too late. If only I had been able to understand it out sooner. Even though I had decided I wouldn't make him cry anymore. Shun-kun, what happened? No. Huh? Shun-kun draws back and guards himself against me. His voice shakes with fear. You came here to visit for summer vacation, so I don't want to say it hasn't been fun. I want you to smile. This is a special summer vacation, and again, I'm thinking about what I want. I embrace him, not wanting to hear that again. No, don't say that. Why are you suffering alone? Aren't we friends? Childhood friends. We are. There's no reason for us to not to be able to talk about anything. A summer vacation without you smiling would be boring for me, right? But... Or is it that you can't help but talk to me? With both those times at the Bond Festival, haven't you talked to me plenty of times up to now? Shun-kun covers his ears in surprise at my loud voice. Sorry, but this is getting out of hand. Hiroyuki-san, you're so kind. I'm glad you let me talk to you so much. And that's good, right? That was the best way I could help you out. You've been hiding your sadness in the depths of your heart and forcing yourself to smile the whole time. If you are happy, then I'm happy. It's because I love you. I love you too. Oh shit. Shun-kun sobs into my chest. I want to protect him. I don't want to make him cry. When he wants to shed tears, I will always lend a shoulder to cry on. I think that's the kind of partner I want to be. And back to the same place we're at. I look after him for the umpteenth time. After he calms down, we both sit down side by side and I listen to him talk, like last time. Well, Sama and Gaki-san, they're fighting. Gaki-san, he only told me what he knew, didn't he? It's like I'm the main cause of Shun's disappearance. Thanks a lot. Gaki-san went to my place for the ceremony at the festival the other day. All of my relatives were okay with it. They said that Gaki-san had been properly recognized as a part of the coterie family. He said that was like an accident. From now on, he will never cross the threshold of the coterie house. He was saying terrible things. Then Gaku-san got pissed off, withdrew from here, and returned to Kazunari. Now it seems their relations are much more strained. I love Iwasama and Gaku-san, but sometimes it's hard to do the ceremony with my whole family. I still love them, but even so, before I knew it, everybody got angry. They said I'm being selfish this summer vacation. Shun-kun's selfishness. That was his desire to be with me. It was an innocent wish. Because of that, the family that is important to him is in discord. So, he ran away from home, and eventually Minasato. Nobody wants to see their family fighting. When I was thinking about all of that, I ended up here without realizing it. Shun-kun didn't want to be in Minasato and with this quarreling grandfather, and it's difficult to get to Gaku-san's place. So he went to the farthest place from the village, in the depths of the woods. I see. Gaku-san and your grandfather are both very important to you, aren't they? And that's why you couldn't watch them fight. You're so gentle. That's what I like about you. Hiroyuki-san. What do you want to do? You don't like Minasato the way it is now, do you? Yeah, I want Gaku-san and Sam to make up with each other. I want everybody to get along like they used to. You need to tell them how you feel. But they won't listen to me. Have you tried talking to them? No, I can't tell them what I think. Even during the Bon Festival he was angry. Does he scare you? Yeah, he's usually nice, but he's very strict about the ceremony. But you need to talk to him. He'll understand how you feel, right? How you want him to reconcile with Gaku-san? Okay. Your grandfather wanted you to be in the Bon and Summer festivals. It's parental love to want you to grow into a fine adult, isn't it? Sorry, but honestly, even somebody who is a little hard-headed thinks that. Woof. Sometimes you have to say harsh things if you think it's something important. Even I was forcefully questioning you earlier, right? Sorry about that. That's okay, please don't apologize. Believe that if you talk to your grandfather and about Gaku-san, he may suddenly and unexpectedly forgive him. Okay, I'll try to talk to him. I want everybody to get along. Yep, it'll be good when things go back to the way they were, right? Yes! Shun-kun laughs and smiles. Things still haven't been resolved, but everything will be fine at this rate. Aw. And we're still in the same fucking place. Oh, happy music though. Yay! Even so, this summer has been really hectic for you, hasn't it? Yeah, it's the first it's been like this in a long time. So much has happened. I'm getting a little tired of it. I see. Me coming back is a part of that, isn't it? Huh? Oh, the happy music had to stop there, didn't it? Motherfucker. Maybe I shouldn't have come back. While I'm talking and giving a strained laugh, Shun-kun's face turns white in an instant. It was a joke. I wanted to lighten the mood. It looks like I failed. Please don't say something like that. This summer I've had a lot of fun. Damn it. His shoulders are shaking like he could explode at any second, but he still talks in a quiet and timid voice. It's painful just to look at him. Even though I worked so hard to get his smile back, I made him cry again. Shun-kun, for a long time I thought you wouldn't come back again. And then you did, so I... Wouldn't come back again? You thought I wasn't going to come back to Minasato? We'll see each other again soon. That's what you told me back when you said goodbye. Over the course of 5 years, my memory of Minasato have faded. When I said farewell to Shun-kun, I told him that, it seems. A childish promise. I kept believing that. Soon, he'll be here soon, I kept saying. But you didn't. So somewhere in my mind I started thinking that you weren't coming back. It was probably easier for Shun-kun rather than waiting and believing in his friend for friend whose time of return was unknown. When I talked about everybody wanting to see you, that feeling along with what I wanted to do was too much, and I would get an anxious feeling in my chest. This year, you came back. The same you as 5 years ago returned. So please don't say you shouldn't have come back. I've been thinking about it if you didn't come. I was constantly thinking that you weren't coming back. You weren't in Minasato for so long. I was sure that you had forgotten about 5 years ago, and it had became a Minasato without James-san. I hated that. Only a few tears were flowing out. Is that because he's been crying for so long? That is... God damn it, Bri. But his voice is getting smaller. Sometimes his body trembles as if he's in pain. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. When I reach out my hand to a completely dejected Shun-kun, he flinches and ducks his head. That hurts my heart. I run my fingers through his smooth hair and carefully pat his head. Sorry, I said something weird, didn't I? I came back to Minasato to see you, right? You don't have to forgive me right now, okay? Oh, that's fine. You did come back. You were able to remember. When I gently rub his body, Shun-kun smiles with a bit of relief. The barely tea I brought helps his throat feel better.
Did you say barely?
Yeah, it was spelled barely. Hideyuki-san, the first thing I said was that I got lost, right? You did? I did think that, but it seems like he's lying. Did he just trick me? That's not true. I've been here a few times before. Hmm? When you left, I came here. 5 years ago? Yes. But back then I cried so much. Really? A place where you can cry without being seen by anybody. For Shun-kun, that was in the depths of these woods? On the last day of summer On the last day of summer vacation, I'll probably come here. That's right. So many days have already passed. I have to leave Minasato. Is this how Shun-kun is going to brave our impending moment of separation? We'll see each other again soon. I stopped myself from saying that. That stupid cliche promise from 5 years ago hurt him. I was able to be with you like this, even though I thought I would never see you again. This was a very special and valuable summer vacation. That's... He's talking as if he has already had enough fun and has a small, resigned smile. I'm not sure if I should say something. Should I make a new promise? What would I do if I couldn't keep it? Stay in Minasato longer? That's unrealistic, isn't it? Take Shun-kun home with me? Isn't that even more unrealistic? Is there any way I can make him truly smile so that he isn't suffering any longer? Shun-kun. James-san, can I get a little closer? Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, of course. Even though he has the same smiling face as usual, his eyes and cheeks that I don't know how many times I have got wet are heart-trending. What the fuck? His fur has changed into a lonely color. Shun-kun stands up and turns to my front. I gently receive him. Whoa, my balance! Why, Jameson? Oh, Jesus. I roll back so that I forcefully fall down. With my arms, I turn over his back that had fallen on me. His body close to me is strangely hot. What the hell? Jameson. I love you, Shun-kun. More than as an old playmate or friend. I think you're very important to me. I love you more than anything else in the world. God, wow, that is a lot. That is a lot to just pour on someone. I wonder, are these embarrassing words coming out because I'll be leaving him soon? So when I heard you left, I was really worried. I loosen my arms and look up at him. We gaze at each other at close range. I'm sorry. With reddened cheeks, he hangs his head down again. I'm glad I found you. I love you, Shun-kun. He stares into my eyes and I smile at him. I love you too. For 5 years I always have. Fweh! Fweh! This short exchange could possibly be called a confession. With my posture facing upwards, I rub Shun-kun's back, whose stomach is sitting on top of me. I alternate between looking at this still bright summer sky and my beloved partner. And we're still at the same fucking place. How long is this day? All the other days are like super short, and this one just keeps coming back. Still, this position might honestly be dangerous. I'm facing upward and he's facing down, and we're embracing each other from the front. His head is on my chest. And with his posture in which we're close together, there's no need to think about height difference. Our stomachs rub against each other. Even without that, we're in a special relationship in which we understand our love for each other. For a while now, I have been breathing in the wolf's scent. I'm relieved that when I found Shun-kun after he disappeared. In this way, I can be happy near him. I can now say that I am in a very relaxed state. I think more and more about his flickering ears, his muzzle and tail that I want to grab, the boundary line separating the two colors of his fur, the long breaths of his formerly crying voice, and his weight sitting on me. The point is, I'm receiving the stimulus that excites healthy young men. The legs wrapped around me were so tempting to touch. Ah, wait, there's at least another 30 minutes. My voice of reason fruitlessly tells me, I desire, begins to raise its head. I notice it's straining stiffly against my jeans. Oh, Jesus. Jameson. Shun-kun, who has gradually calmed down, mutters embarrassingly while casting his gaze at my crotch area. He definitely notices it. Sorry. If it's with you... His voice gets smaller and smaller, but my sharp hearing doesn't miss it. That thing from the other day, I want to do it. Oh, Jesus. The other day? You mean what? No, not again! You mean when I stayed at your house?
Prepare to be uncomfortable!
Oh, Jesus. With clouded eyes, he embarrassingly gestures with all of his might. His red-colored ears droop slightly, and his tail weakly sways. That swaying is the proof he wants to do it? That groundless suspicion passes through my mind. He's reaching that point where he can ask for it himself, hasn't he? Although I'm thinking about it in the back of my head, my main thought center is bustling with activity. This is the place. May I let him have his first experience here? First of all, he's missing right now. He needs to get home as soon as possible. Besides, if Shun-kun has the desire to unite our bodies, it's simply because I gave him the chance the other day to awaken that. In other words, if I hadn't made a move on him, he wouldn't have ended up like this. The responsibility is all in my hands. Did I leave an impression on him? I don't know. Eventually, it would have been in the hands of somebody in the Kotori family. Yes, Kaka-san taught me what to do with somebody you love. So, by Kaka-san's hand, what? What? Are you being loud? You scared me? Sorry. So you talked to Kaka-san about what you want to do to me? Do with me? Gah, the tip of his ears redden and his tail hangs down. It can't be, right? Even if I understand that if a conversation turns in an unpleasant direction, I can take into consideration shy Shun-kun's feelings and try to refrain from talking about things that agitate his excessive bashfulness. But now that he mentions Kaka-san, what kind of exchange did they have? Do I have to check to make sure? If Kaka-san heard that I had Shun-kun's thing in my mouth, I'm too afraid to think about it. Even so, I know exactly what Shun-kun means by I want to do that thing. I want to do just as he wishes because I love him to the fullest. For that reason, I don't need to speak the required information. There's no way I'd ever want Shun-kun to say a rude thing like, please touch my penis. Jesus. No way at all. Oh, this is embarrassing. Yeah, it is, isn't it? But I also want to know what you and Kaka-san talked about. I asked Kaka-san if I can do that by myself. Direct! How can he talk to a relative like that without hesitation? But wait a minute, Shun-kun talked to me first about his stiffening penis. There's no chance that for Kaka-san up to now. You can now, he said. Then he gently did it for me. Oh no! Oh no! And what you learned from me? Even though we did that, I never told Kaka-san about when you stayed over. It's embarrassing and our secret. Yeah, it is. And he taught me the sorts of things you do with your love. This is very disconcerting. I love you, and you said you love me too, so we are lovers, aren't we? That's right. Apparently he seems to understand the special nuance of love. So if you're getting hard, if you want to do that together... I let him say that's too much. I'm really regretting it. As expected, this is too obscene. But from what I'm hearing from Shun-kun, it seems two people standing next to each other and doing it alone is what he recognizes as a sexual act between two lovers. Well, he's not wrong, but the lower part of my body is thinking of seeking a deeper stimulus. I've been throbbing in deeper, in my clothes for a while now. Shun-kun, will you do that dirty thing that lovers do with me? Yes. You know what I taught you the other day, and a few other things after that. So this is next in the order of things. And first, I think we kiss. A kiss, huh? A feeling of embarrassment more intense than when I made him open his legs the other day runs through my body. We both fall silent for a short moment. Who should do it? You both kind of have to be involved. Oh yeah, how about me? Okay. He nods his head and looks around nervously at the small space between us. Then he raises himself and closes his eyes. His flushed cheeks are lovely, but Shun-kun, you don't need to close your eyes so tightly. Also, you don't need to stop breathing. Hafu! He opens his big round eyes and inhales deeply with his mouth. Really, Hafu? Yeah, I feel embarrassed seeing them close so tightly, and you should breathe normally. Okay. Once again, Shun-kun gets in his standby stance. Has he gotten more tense than he was earlier? There's no need for him to stiffen his shoulders so much. Alright, I'm kissing. The days of summer are long. Even though my hunger is a sign that it's time for dinner, it's still relatively bright around here. Dots, dots. Shun-kun and I drag out our exhausted and spent bodies along and make our way to Minasato's forest. My back hurts. Shun-kun recovers faster than me. I'd like to think it's because of the difference in our diets and daily life, but not the problems of being a top or bottom. We should be getting back to your grandfather's house soon, right? Yeah. There's probably worried we should make an appearance. Okay. Walking without looking up, Shun-kun says nothing but a reply. Having left his house without telling anybody, his grandfather is probably going to be angry. It's good that he made up his mind to talk about reconciliating, but before he's made more scared about being scolded about today's incident. I don't know what to say either. I just keep walking next to him, still coming back from the forest first and talking about the coterie family after calling him down. Who would the person who caressed the lower part of Shun-kun's body be wanted? Rather before or after isn't the problem. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten involved in this situation. No, those actions were to calm Shun-kun's heart. We were mutually in love, and we also did some things. No matter how I looked at it, it might have been a rash of me. I'm caught up in the sea of thoughts again, and when we turn this corner, we'll be in front of his grandfather's house. What, huh? Somebody is pressing down on my throat from behind. My arms are being bound from behind and I can't move. Shun-kun is too occupied to notice and that I stopped walking. He's gone. Jameson, be quiet and let Shun go. Huh? Gak-san? What is he doing here? Why is he targeting me? Shun! Wow, Sama! It is the other side of the corner. I heard an unknown voice. It's Shun-kun's grandfather. Keep quiet. Gak-san undoes his restraint and he repeats himself. I stand on the edge in a way to not stand out and peek around the corner. My waist is sore and I crouch down in place. I observe the situation for now. They're at the front door and it seems both of them are having a conversation. There aren't any angry voices or screaming, so I'm relieved for the time being. They're tightly hugging each other. To leave Minnesota without telling anyone, were you worrying about the ceremony that much? I'm different because I'm not reliable. There's no ill will towards you and my intentions. But there were times when I said too much. That was inexcusable of me. Well, Sama, I can only say that I'm selfish too. Sorry for making you worry. I'm glad you made it back safely. I'm sorry. I would like to start talking with you again. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. Is he impersonating Shun-kun and his grandfather now? This is too much trouble. He was a foolish grandchild after all. As soon as you disappeared, he became meek-looking. He hasn't been coming and going to Minasato as he pleases until now. That is, in itself, a shock. He's really talking about somebody other than Gakusan? Well, let's find out in the next episode, because I have thoroughly run out of time on this recording. Thank you all very much for watching this very uncomfortable episode. It wasn't as creepy as the last one, but it's just as uncomfortable. The next one, we'll figure out what's going on with all this. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained up professional speaking for the voices in my head when I say, until next time, fare thee well. Bye, everyone! Bye, Bri!